There wasn't any snow on the ground, no presents under any trees, but it might as well have been Christmas morning as the best gift of all returned once again. The NFL is back. Hi, and thanks for joining us. I'm Alex Wilcox. On this first Sunday of non-ordinary times, the Browns, Lions, and Bengals all in action this afternoon. Let's head out to Baltimore, where the Browns kicked off their season against the reigning league MVP, Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens. Baker Mayfield throws an interception on the first drive of the game, so Baltimore takes over and takes advantage. Jackson finds Mark Andrews all alone in the end zone. Sensational grab by the tight end. Ravens strike first. They're up 7-0. Next possession for the Browns. They try the fake punt deep in their own territory. And yeah, that goes about as well as, well, Cleveland fans have come to expect lately. Ball's on the ground, Ravens recover. That leads to a field goal. It wasn't all bad, though, for Cleveland. Here, Baker Mayfield hits David Njoku off the play action for 6. 6, not 7, though, because they would miss the extra point. 10-6 Baltimore. Ravens add to their lead in the second. Here's J.K. Dobbins. The former Buckeye scores 2 touchdowns in his NFL debut. Browns, though, get blown out 38-6. They haven't won an opener since 2004. Lions hosting the Bears. Let's start this one out in the second quarter. DeAndre Swift takes it in from a yard out. That gives Detroit the 13-6 lead. It would stay that way till the third. Here, Matthew Stafford looking end zone. Hits his tight end TJ Hawkinson for the score. Hawkinson tightly covered. Doesn't matter. Lions take the 20-6 lead. The Bears, though, start marching back. Fourth quarter, Mitch Trubisky rolls out. Hits Javon Wims in the back corner of the end zone to pull Chicago within 3, 23-20 with under 3 minutes to play. Now, after a Stafford interception, Bears going for the win. Trubisky delivers a strike to Anthony Miller for the go-ahead score. Bears come from behind to win 27-23. Tough loss for the Lions. And in Cincinnati, it was the start of the Joe Burrow era today as the Bengals hosted the Chargers. How about this to start your NFL career? Burrow on the QB draw gets a block from his lineman and takes it 23 yards to pay dirt. His first NFL touchdown comes on the ground. Bengals up 7-0. To the fourth, 13-6 Cincy. LA driving, they give it to Joshua Kelly, who runs right up the middle for 6. The PAT ties things at 13. Final minutes, Bengals down 16-13, and Joe Burrow has to lead a 2-minute drive, and the number 1 overall pick does just that. Marches right down the field. A couple of very nice passes here. Look at that one in a very tight window for the first down. They eventually get to the 3-yard line with just 11 seconds left. Going for the win here. Burrow thinks that he hits A.J. Green for the go-ahead game-winning score. But wait a minute, it's called back. They say Green pushed off, called for offensive pass interference. So the Bengals have to settle for a field goal and force overtime. Well, at least that was the plan. Randy Bullock from 31 yards out shanks the chip shot, and that's how Joe Burrow's first start would end. Bengals always seem to find the most brutal way to lose. They fall to LA 16-13. Meanwhile, we were expecting some big news out of the Big Ten today about a possible return to play. And well, we're all going to have to wait a little longer. Multiple reports say the presidents and chancellors of Big Ten schools met today and heard a presentation from a subcommittee of the Return to Competition Task Force. Yes, a subcommittee of a task force. If that isn't the most bureaucratic sentence I've ever said, I'm really not sure what is. There could have been a vote today. There wasn't, so now we once again play the waiting game. It could happen tomorrow or possibly Tuesday as well. There does, however, seem to be some momentum toward an 8-game season starting in mid-October. All of that, of course, is up in the air with the conference that just can't seem to make up its mind. How about a team that did play this weekend? Notre Dame woke up this morning 1-0 after yesterday's 27-13 win over Duke. The Irish got off to a sluggish start, but they eventually found their groove, and a big reason why was this guy, the emergence of Kyren Williams. The sophomore running back exploded for over 200 yards of total offense, including 112 yards on the ground, as well as 95 yards receiving. He also ran for 2 scores. Williams was so good, he led the team in both rushing and receiving yards. Now, to the surprise of absolutely no one, he got the game ball after the game. Some people, though, were surprised about his play, but don't count Williams or his teammates among them.
I definitely thought for sure I was going to have a big impact in this game. I came in with a great mindset and great confidence, and I knew that if I just played my game that I could play well.
He's the same guy every day. And in fall camp, he truly brings the energy every day. So when you go on the field on game day, he's doing the same thing. And that's what it's all about. It's the same guy every single day. Yeah, he runs extremely hard. He just loves the game of football. And, personally, to be in the backfield with him, I just feel comfortable. And he's someone that helps, motivate me, and I do that for him too, and we just bounce back, use each other's energies.
Well, he did something that hadn't been done here in 25 years. So, I mean, from that perspective, receiving yards over 90, rushing yards over 90, pretty good opener for him.
Williams and the Irish hope to keep things rolling this week as Notre Dame welcomes South Florida to South Bend this Saturday in their lone non-conference game this season. That still just feels weird to say. Kickoff for that game is at 2:30 p.m. All right, let's head out to the ballpark for some baseball action. Indians on the road at Target Field trying to avoid the sweep by the Twins. Things looking good early on. Top third, 2 on for Carlos Santana. Rips this one into right field. Francisco Lindor scores. Indians up 2-0. The Twins, though, have been hitting home runs a lot lately, and here Nelson Cruz delivers with a shot into the bullpen. The Twins now have 6 straight multi-home run games. That ties it up at 3 apiece. In the 5th, the Twins would extend that lead. Ryan Jeffers with a runner on, drills this one out to deep left center field. Deposits it almost in the same exact spot. That's his 3rd home run of the season. Indians tried to hang around in this one, down to their final out in the 9th. Tyler Naquin with 2 on, flies out to center. Indians fall 7-5. Their losing streak is now at 6 straight games, the most consecutive losses since the 2015 season. Spencer Turnbull on the bump for the Tigers this afternoon, taking on the White Sox. Bottom of the 2nd, Yoan Moncada drives one out to deep right center. This one is a one-hop to the wall. James McCann rounding 3rd. He comes in to score an RBI double for Moncada, and the game is tied at 1. In the 4th, Turnbull goes with the slider. Not a great decision as Eloy Jimenez turns on that one and deposits that into the seats in left center. His 13th of the season, Sox up 1. In the 5th, more trouble for Turnbull. That's Jose Abreu who finds a gap between 1st and 2nd. Tim Anderson scores. Turnbull gives up 5 runs on 8 hits as the Tigers fall 5-2. Reds in St. Louis hoping to make up some ground against their division rivals. We start this one in the top of the 3rd with Cardinals already leading 3-1. Runners on the corners for Eugenio Suarez. He pops one up to left. Looks like a routine play, but the ball gets lost in the sun and drops. 1 run scores to pull Cincy within 1. We go to the bottom of the 5th now. 4-3 St. Louis. Harrison Bader pokes one through the infield. Matt Carpenter scores from 3rd. And that extends the Cardinals' lead. They're up 5-3. But the Reds fought all the way back. We're tied at 5 now in the 7th, and it's a wild pitch from Andrew Miller, and Tyler Stevenson takes advantage. He comes home to take the lead. Cincinnati wins 10-5. Coming up on Sports Nightly, Bowling Green gets a huge win over Anthony Wayne to stay undefeated. Plus, Northview gets their first win of the season in a thriller against Springfield. A recap of a thrilling Week 3 in high school football is next on Sports Nightly.
Sports Nightly is brought to you by Groganstown Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Nobody treats you better.
How about some high school football action? Anthony Wayne looking to bounce back at undefeated Bowling Green. Opening drive, A-Dub marches right down the field in the red zone. Ryan Robertson makes a cut right into the end zone. 7-0 visitors. We go to the second quarter now. Anthony Wayne up 14-7. Garrett Pike back to pass, but it's picked off by Michael Becker, and Becker takes it in for 6 for the pick 6, tying the game up at 14. We go to the third quarter now. Bobcats with the momentum. Eli Brown doing what he does. His second touchdown of the night, and that puts BG up 21-14. In the fourth, though, Pike answers. The Anthony Wayne quarterback keeps it himself. That's his first rushing touchdown of the season. Comes at a good point as it ties the game at 21. Bobcats respond. This time it's Corbin Seither with the short touchdown run, and BG is back up 7. Anthony Wayne driving now. Plenty of time on the clock. They give it to Chase Sandholtz, and all the Bobcats can do is chase him as he high steps into the end zone. 28-yard run. It looks like we're retied, but Anthony Wayne would miss the PAT, so they're down 1, forced to do an onside kick. They do not recover it, so the Bobcats get the 1-point win, 28-27. Bowling Green now 3-0.
Kids did a great job, and I can't say enough about our quarterback, Eli Brown, and what he is and how he runs our system. And, you know, I told him before that drive, hey, man, I'm going to give it to you, go win it, and he did for us.
Just get as many edges as you can to get down and make that clock keep going, man. You just got to keep playing, so keep playing hard, keep playing physical.
We haven't really seen adversity yet, and so it was going to be how do we handle adversity, and, you know, they battled through tonight, and they executed when they need to, and, you know, we won the battle of fewest mistakes, but we did what we had to do to beat Anthony Wayne. I'm incredibly proud of our kids, what they've gone through and where we've kind of been to get to where we are now, and especially with just the environment that's going on. They're putting in great work, and they believe in what we're doing, and they're buying in, and I couldn't be prouder, and I love coaching them.
Perrysburg is also off to a hot start. They're 2-0, hosting Southview. Early on, Christian Golgen with the quick handoff to Connor Walenzak. He finds an opening, and he takes it all the way. He would be a go-to guy all night Friday night and really all season. Just before the second quarter now, Golgen finds Isaac Witten all alone in the end zone. Jackets extend their lead to 19, still in the first quarter. A little while later, Thomas Takis now in the pocket. He fires it to Cam Darrington. What a rocket for the touchdown. 4 minutes left in the first half now. Southview trying to get anything going. Cam Young tries to hand this one off to Keith Reese, but instead Luke Jaco strips it away, stays on his feet, and he takes it in for the score for the Perrysburg touchdown. Perrysburg rolls in this one 54-0. Springfield taking on Northview will take you to the second quarter, all tied up at 7. Trey Materney back to pass, but the ball is tipped and picked off by Austin Doss. Nice play there by Doss as the Northview defense comes up big. The turnover would give the Wildcats really good field position, and it would lead to this passing play to Nick Schaefer. Look at this throw. Beautiful. Schaefer all alone in the end zone for the touchdown. That gives them the 14-7 lead. Now late in the second, Springfield looking to answer here. Materney in the shotgun set, pitches it to Brandon Langston, and Langston is in for 6. That ties the game up at 14 going into the half. We jump ahead now all the way to the fourth quarter. Logan Thor takes the snap, hands it off to Aiden Schmidt, and Schmidt gives his team the lead 28-21. Now Springfield faces a 4th and 10 with just 12 seconds left in this one. It all comes down to this. Materney lets it fly towards the goal line, but it's intercepted by Jack Glowski, who seals the deal for the Wildcats as Northview gets their first win of the season, 28-21. Napoleon 2-0 to start the season. They're taking on Maumee. Early on, Zach Rosebrook pitches it to Jarrett Gerdeman. He tumbles into the end zone. Quick 6 for Napoleon as they take the early lead. Maumee looking to answer here. Eli Seiler looking to find Caleb Burst. He gets a finger on it, but then it gets picked off by Joshua Mack, who easily walks in for the pick 6 for the Napoleon touchdown. Into the second quarter now, Rosebrook hands it off to Michael Chips. Look at that speed. When you're betting on this kid, throw all the chips into the middle of the table. No one's catching him. That run gives Napoleon the 28-0 lead. Wildcats starting to run away with this one. And, well, you see the final right there. Napoleon big over Maumee, 56-0. All right, St. John's looking to get back in the W column in a dogfight with Findlay, plus Central Catholic keeps rolling with another big-time performance in the Irish Night. Sports Nightly will be right back.
Sports Nightly is brought to you by Charlie's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Doing it different, doing it right.
In the track, St. John's heading south to Findlay. First quarter Titans. Carson Toth from 19 yards out, right up the middle, barrels his way into the end zone. St. John's up 6-0, point after, no good. We move to the third now. Findlay ball, they're down 6-3 in this one. Max Roth, the quarterback, connects with A.J. Adams for the 37-yard strike. Adams just strides into the end zone. Trojans take the lead 10-6. Later in the third, same score. Roth again. This time he hits Ben Ireland in stride. Nice throw, nice catch, and then Ireland turns on the Jets. Titans are not going to catch that guy. 88 yards to the house. Findlay up 11. But in the fourth, Titans rally. You can't count out this kid. Brady Lichtenberg tosses it up to Thomas Zyros. Never a bad idea there. That pulls St. John's 17-13. Findlay, though, comes right back, keeping it on the ground. Big hole for Isaac James, 47 yards to pay dirt for the touchdown, and the Trojans are back up 11. Lichtenberg, though, moves the Titans right back down the field. On 4th and goal, he's going to scramble, then keeps it himself, dives for the pylon, and he is in. Visitors back in it. They trail 24-19. Now, after Chadberg recovers a Findlay fumble, the Titans go back to Toth for the touchdown run. St. John's back in front, 25-24. Findlay, though, not going away. 30 seconds left at the Titans 16. Roth lets this one fly, and it would be intercepted by Tyler Barb to seal it. Titans come from behind to win on the road. Central Catholic taking on St. Francis at the Glass Bowl. We'll pick this up late in the first quarter with Central up 7-0. Here they go for it on 4th down. Bishop Vargas finds Prentice Reasonover, our reigning player of the week. He gives his team the 2-score lead. Now later on, St. Francis on the next drive, they're going to run the ball here, but Shaitwan James forces the fumble. It's scooped up by Davion Greer, and he'll take it the distance for the touchdown. Central up 22-0 as all facets of the game just rolling for the Irish. Second quarter action now. St. Francis on the play action. It was so effective it even faked out our cameras. David Kaiser finds a wide open Stephen McCoy. St. Francis finally gets on the board. Now a little bit later, St. Francis looking to close the gap. Here they give it to McCoy once again, and McCoy, is in for 6. The refs take a little while to think about this one. Eventually, they give him the touchdown to pull St. Francis a little bit closer to Central Catholic. Now, late in the second, Central at the goal line, they'll give it to Reasonover. All this kid does is score touchdowns. Central Catholic goes on to win this one 49-20. All right, the Clay Marching Band drumline bringing the energy in the pregame as a way to pump up their Eagles against the Panthers. Here, Logan Clark on the defense comes up with the interception near midfield. That gives the Eagles both the possession and a little bit of momentum. Very next play, Logan Heinschel with the pass to Jordan Petaway. Petaway makes a defender miss and takes it the distance. He could walk into the end zone there. That gives the Eagles a 7-0 lead. Now later on in this one, Anthony Hauser with the interception themselves to steal momentum back for the Panthers late in the second quarter. Whitmer scores 21 unanswered in the second half to win 21-7. Okay, Stritch coming into this one looking to stay undefeated on the season, taking on Eden. Start in the first quarter. Cardinals getting the scoring started. First possession, Thomas Faust finds Aaron Pope, bounces it outside, and he is in for the score as Stritch jumps out to the early lead. We're still in the first. Faust goes deep for Dwayne Moorhead. The Dayton Flyer commit makes a phenomenal over-the-shoulder grab, tackled down around the 3-yard line. Worth another look. Ooh, that is pretty. Moorhead would then punch it in for the score on the very next play to extend their lead 14-8. Time winding down in the first quarter. This time Faust decides to just take it himself. Can't find an open receiver, doesn't matter. Finds an open gap, turns on the Jets. Cardinals head into the half up 21-16. We go to the third now. Cardinals on the goal line. Dwayne Moorhead with the carry and the easy score, his second rushing touchdown of the night. Eden, though, wasn't going away in this one. Drew Gallahue finds a receiver behind the defense, eventually breaks the tackle but gets brought down inside of the 10-yard line, and that sets up this. One play later, Gallahue takes it himself right up the middle. Bombers take a 30-27 lead. The Cardinals, though, answer again right back in the fourth. Check out this play by Faust. He was making plays all night, just splits a defender, making these guys look silly, cuts across the field into Eden territory, and he's not done. At this point, he's just toying with these guys, looking around. Okay, now that he's outrun everybody, I guess I'll score. Eden, though, would knock off Cardinal Stritch 36-34. Coming up on Sports Nightly, it's our Players of the Week nominees. You've still got a chance to vote. We'll show you who we picked coming up next on Sports Nightly. Time for our Player of the Week nominees. Mike Robinson has been impressed with Finley all year long. So when St. John's John Madden IV stepped up and made some big defensive plays for the Titans in Friday's fourth quarter, it's only natural that Rob would peg Madden, playing with his hand wrapped after an early season injury, as his Player of the Week. Titans overcoming an 11-point deficit in the fourth to improve to 2-1 while handing the Trojans their first loss of the year. Meanwhile, Mike Jewell going with Bowling Green's Eli Brown, second straight week that he's been nominated. The Bobcats do-everything quarterback had another big game as BG held off Anthony Wayne. To remain undefeated, the senior quarterback rushed for 235 yards to go along with a pair of touchdowns in arguably the biggest win in Dirk Connor's tenure with Bowling Green. Now, there are two other undefeated teams in the NLL, Perrysburg and Napoleon. The Wildcats' Jarrett Gerdeman with another monster game on Friday, 163 yards and 4 touchdowns, with lots of rest in the second half, by the way, as Napoleon cruised to the 56-0 win at Maumee. And the final option, the fan pick. And that would be Northview's Jack Glowski. The Wildcats beating Springfield on Friday 28-21 for their first win of the season, and the senior sealed it with an interception at the goal line in the final seconds. Next Friday, the Wildcats remain at home as they host Maumee. Now, voting is open until noon tomorrow. Make sure you head to the BCSN Twitter page to make your voice heard.
Just cranked it, which is super great for the stand.
Right.
Did what we needed to do.
Okay. Closing things out here on Sports Nightly, hard to believe we're already 3 weeks into the high school football season. Even harder to believe that we're halfway through the regular season, but it's just been that kind of a weird year. That's going to do it for us at Sports Nightly. Thanks for joining us. Good night.
In every family, small conversations can make a big impact. I grew up on tour with my parents. Kind of different, but we bonded over music just like other families do over sports, camping, or other interests. And we talked. Little everyday conversations from silly to serious that built a foundation over time. Honest conversations, like when my dad shared his experiences as an alcoholic.
Your honesty about that part of your life gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted to uphold in my own life. And I was so grateful that you and Mom had become these sober, stable people who were always there for me.
I wanted you to know, from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now, that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs, whether it's music or anything else. I said it a lot, and I'm glad you took it to heart.
Talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
There wasn't any snow on the grounds, no presents under any trees, but it might as well have been Christmas morning as the best gift of all returned once again. The NFL is back. Hi, and thanks for joining us. I'm Alex Wilcox. On this first Sunday of non-ordinary times, the Browns, Lions, and Bengals all in action this afternoon. Let's head out to Baltimore, where the Browns kicked off their season against the reigning league MVP, Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens. Baker Mayfield throws an interception on the first drive of the game, so Baltimore takes over and takes advantage. Jackson finds Mark Andrews all alone in the end zone. Sensational grab by the tight end. Ravens strike first. They're up 7-0. Next possession for the Browns. They try the fake punt deep in their own territory. And yeah, that goes about as well as, well, Cleveland fans have come to expect lately.